Welcome back to the Contractor Marketing Show. I'm your host, Matt Thibeau, and today we have a solo episode that I'm recording for you here. And this episode is all about our Facebook ads content trifecta. Now, that's a little bit of a mouthful, but what my goal for you here in this podcast today is I want to walk you through what we're doing right now on Facebook ads in terms of content that's working really, really well for our clients. And, Facebook ads has changed a lot over the years. I'm going to walk through some of the changes there. But if you're listening to this right now and you're just looking to get better results for Facebook ads, or maybe you're just looking to educate yourself a little bit further on the nature of Facebook ads and what's working really, really well, then in this episode, I'm going to break down what does work really well from a content perspective, right? So let's jump right into things here. So if you don't know, Facebook ads is probably the cheapest way for you to acquire leads right now online with like advertising. And if you don't know too much about the nature of Facebook ads, I'll break that down a little bit here. So basically, Facebook allows us to take a piece of content, whether that's like, a picture or a video or whatever, and we can put that content or that ad in front of your ideal prospects, right? And we can target pretty specifically. And that's why Facebook is a great way to advertise to your prospects, because we can get an ad in front of your ideal prospects very quickly and very simply, and also very cheaply. So Facebook ads, the way that's different though than something like Google ads or Google in general, is that people haven't necessarily asked to see the ads that we're showing to them, right? We're showing them these ads based off of the interests that they may have or the demographic that they're a part of. And so we're taking this ad, we're putting it in front of them and saying, hey, do you want this, right? And so for that reason, Facebook ads compared to maybe Google ads, they're not going to be as qualified as a lead, but we can definitely get a lot more leads coming through Facebook. And so that means that if you have a solid appointment setting system, follow-up system, and CRM in place, Facebook ads can be extremely profitable. You may have seen some of the results that I've been posting on our channel or in our Facebook group if you're a part of that. And many of our clients are making hundreds of thousands of dollars from Facebook ads, and there's no reason why you can't as well. So let's jump right into things here a little bit deeper about, what I'm talking about in terms of this strategy going forward. So basically, back in the day with Facebook ads, a lot of it came down to the targeting, right? So targeting was super big. If you're able to get the targeting just right, then a lot of the times the ad, because there wasn't as much competition either, the ad didn't have to be that good and you'd be able to pull some really cheap leads, right? Now, what's happened is that Facebook is just flooded with so many ads now because everybody's doing advertising that competition has just gone through the roof, right? It's a lot harder to get results with Facebook ads if you don't know what you're doing or if you don't have an ad that's going to get people's attention, right? So the old way of doing ads was you would get the targeting just right, and then you'd create this fancy looking ad. Maybe you'd use Photoshop, and you create this ad, and you didn't have to do as much testing, in my opinion, as you have to do today. And so basically what's changed now, there's a lot of things that have changed, but primarily what's changed the most is that the content that you're using on Facebook advertising has become extremely important, because if the content doesn't grab people's attention, then no amount of targeting or no amount of budget that you have or anything is going to be able to really drive down the cost of those ads, right? And get you the results that you're really looking for. So then the next question becomes, well, what kind of content should we actually be using, right? What kind of content works really well? And so I've audited in the past some Facebook ads that you may have seen, and a lot of contractors, what they'll do is they'll use these really doctored ads, right? These ads that have been done in Photoshop and they look super fancy, or maybe you go off and you'll record this really expensive high production video using a camera crew and stuff. And what I would recommend is to not do that, right? Going forward, what I'm going to talk about in just a minute here, if you keep listening, is our content trifecta, right? And the reason I call it trifecta, it's a fancy sounding term, is we actually have 3 different types of Facebook ads that we implement for content that just works super well, right? And none of it's going to take, fancy camera work. None of it's going to take high production video. None of it's going to take having, Photoshop or any of that stuff. It's actually really, really simple, because the new way of doing Facebook ads that's working really, really well right now is just very authentic content, right? So authentic content. So just really showing who you are as a person and showing behind the scenes. And so let's get right into it. I'm going to be a little bit more specific. I know I'm being kind of vague here, but it's because I'm saving, these 3 types of ads that I want to reveal to you so that you can implement it as well. So let's jump right into things. So the first type of ad out of the trifecta is the before and after picture. Now, when I say this, people will be like, oh, I have before and after pictures and we post that. The thing is, though, is that the before and after picture has to really have that like wow effect, has to really give a big impact, right? A lot of contractors don't actually really know how to take great before and after pictures. And I have a full training on this. If you go into our group, I've done lots of trainings on this, but I'll kind of break down some really quick tips of what makes a really good before and after picture. So number 1, the after picture should actually look a lot better than the before picture, right? I know it might sound funny, but sometimes we actually get clients where we post their before and after pictures, and then people comment on the ad being like, man, the before picture looks better. So it's definitely important that the after picture looks better. The work looks better, but also just the way we're presenting it, right? So that means that typically the lighting on the after picture needs to be better than the before picture too. Like when I look at the before picture and then I look at the after picture, it should be like a wow effect, So the way to get that effect is to make the after picture slightly brighter, to also just make it like, actually a really nice transition, right? Like on the left, and then they look over on the right and they can see like, wow, that was an awesome transformation. But also what's really important too for a before and after picture is like standing in the same spot as when you took the before picture to get the after shot. Because a lot of the times what happens is that you take the picture in a different angle, and then it kind of messes up the whole effect of seeing like a true before and after. Because if your brain has to do any kind of work to figure out like, what am I looking at here exactly, then it takes away from that initial wow effect. So those are some of the tips that I would give for before and after pictures. And so that's the first type of content that we recommend for your Facebook ads. Really nice before and after pictures. And again, the more of that wow effect, the more that you can really give that like, wow, that was a crazy transformation, this is going to have one of the best effects for your ads. So that's the first type of content that we recommend in the content trifecta. The second type of content is going to be an action shot ad. And so basically what these ads are all about is we want to show action shots of you or your crew actually doing the job, right? So if you are a painter, I know a picture of one of your guys like doing some exterior painting, painting the side of a house, right? Or if you are a remodeler, maybe you're setting some tile, right? Like having those cool pictures, original pictures, work really, really well. The other thing that works really well too are pictures of your team, right? So maybe your team is like all up against a truck and you guys all have like a thumbs up type thing, you're all smiling. Those are considered action shots too. These types of pictures work really well because people want to see pictures of your team. They want to go behind the scenes and they want to see like who is involved with this company, right? Because most contractors will stop at just the before and after picture, but they won't show who is actually behind this company. So if you can show pictures of you and your team and you guys are working and you're doing different stuff, those work really well too. And then the last type of ad is what I call a video selfie ad. And basically, it's how it sounds. It's a very simple type of ad where basically all you need is just your iPhone and you just do in portrait mode, you just make a video and you just say, hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Matt here from Example Construction. And if you're looking to get your bathroom renovated, or you're looking to do this, blah, 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 then we can help you out. And basically what you're doing is you're just making a really authentic type of video that is just showing your face and saying, hey, this is how we can help you. This is what we're doing. This is what we're offering right now. Get in touch. And these ads work really well because most contractors, like I was just saying, they don't want to show their face. They don't want to be, using stuff like personal branding. But the reality is that, so many homeowners now are jaded, and the trust that they have in contractors is at an all-time low. So one of the easiest things that you could do to stand out as a contractor, especially with your advertising, is to use your personal brand, is to make video selfies like what I just talked about, walking through a job and just saying, hey, this is what we're doing. We can help you. Would you like this? It's going to give you such an advantage compared to all these other contractors who don't want to show their face or who don't want to go on video, right? And so these 3 different types of content strategies that I just told you, before and after pictures, action shots, video selfies, when all of these are combined together, because you should be running them all at the same time, that's the point, is that then people will see the proof of your work. They'll see the team that you have behind the scenes, and then they're getting these videos from you introducing yourself and being like, hey, this is how we can help you, right? And so when you're doing these 3 different types of ads all at the same time, this is going to have a really, really impactful connection with the people that we're targeting on Facebook, right? And I should say that you should have at least 5 different types of content of each, right? So 5 before and afters, 5 action shots, and 5 video selfies, and run them all at the same time as tests. Because what you're going to find is that some of the videos or pictures are going to work really well, and then others are not going to work so well. And that's fine, because that's what Facebook ads is all about. You're going to put out a piece of content. Some of them are going to work really well, and then others aren't. And sometimes it's going to surprise you, right? And so that is the strategy that we recommend. I call it the content trifecta on Facebook ads. And this is what we're finding that works really, really well right now. And mostly, just because I said, most contractors aren't willing to put in the extra work to get original pictures or do these videos, because let's face it, it is a little bit annoying to do. But the reality is that it's going to connect with your audience on a deeper level. People are going to get to know who you are. And at the end of the day, really what advertising comes down to is just building trust with people who don't necessarily know us, right? And we need to be able to show our content in front of them so that they can build affinity to our brand, right? So that was this episode on the Contractor Marketing Show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you're listening to this right now and you're thinking to yourself, hey, I could use some help as well with my marketing, with my advertising for my construction business, I'd like to offer you a free strategy call. You can go to savantmarketingagency.com, check it out, book a call if you like what you see, and I'd love to be able to help you out. Other than that, I hope you found this episode on the Contractor Marketing Show very helpful, and I'll see you guys on the next one.